All right, welcome back to the Here's the Deal channel. What I want you to do in this video, as you watch this, I want you to put yourself in this guy's shoes. This is Daniel Robbins, and currently in this frame right here, he's being frisked by Officer Curtis from the Des Moines Police Department. Pretend that you have a camera in your hand and you're standing there peacefully exercising your right to film. Let's take a look at this.
It's strange that people are back here taking pictures of our cars, and I don't...
Is it okay though? Is it legal?
You're one of those folks, aren't you?
And your responses are what make me even more suspicious.
Where in the code is suspicion of crime?
Who crossed you that you have to act like this when all we're doing is asking simple questions because you're taking pictures of unmarked police vehicles, undercover police vehicles, squad cars,
you're not
area back here.
Okay, it's May 10th, 2018, and Mr. Robbins here observes and films a police department employee leave the police station and get into an illegally parked vehicle and then drive away. That's when he's approached by Detective Youngblood of the Des Moines Police Department.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Taking pictures. Just random things.
Okay, just trying to figure out. It's just kind of a little suspicious back here.
Is it?
A little bit. You're
This
taking pictures.
Market Street back here?
What's that?
Is this Market Street back here?
You being engaged in a constitutionally protected activity that I swore to protect, serve, defend, and uphold is a little suspicious.
The Market District?
Market Street's over this way, another block, I think.
Okay. They're doing some redevelopment over here. Okay.
I was just curious. You're just
Are you okay now?
police vehicles, personal police vehicles. We've had. It's just suspicious. Just asking.
Okay, well, are you okay now, or are you still suspicious?
I am a little suspicious. You're taking pictures of police officers' personal vehicles.
What will satisfy your suspicion?
I don't know. Maybe I just idea and that's why.
How will that just determine whether or not I'm
Way of something coming.
suspicious?
I'm just asking, dude, and I don't understand the difficulty as you're recording me. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
It's strange that people are back here taking pictures of our cars, and I don't.
Is it okay though? Is it?
It's strange that people are taking pictures of our cars when all day long we, with our body cams and our dash cams and our street surveillance cameras, are taking pictures of your cars.
Legal?
You're one of those folks, aren't you?
I'm just
One of those
asking.
folks that just challenge everything, and rather than
How am I challenging something by taking pictures?
Instead of going along and getting along and letting me pull up and ask you a whole bunch of questions and tell you you're being suspicious and harassing you, why don't you just go with the flow, give me your IDs, give me your papers like they said back in 1930. Everything would be just fine. But you got to be difficult. You got to question authority, don't you?
Who are you taking pictures for? Is it?
How is this?
I don't know. That's why I don't know why you're back here taking pictures of.
You don't know, and you've asked, and I've told you.
But you haven't given any.
Yes, I have. Are you not listening, sir? Or are we going to have a? Are we going to go round and round and round in a circular conversation?
You say, is it for redevelopment or is it? I mean, what is it for?
Listen, what is it going to take for me to dispel your suspicions?
Because you haven't given any explanation other than redevelopment.
Well, I can take pictures. It's perfectly legal, right?
To a certain degree, but
To a certain
I
degree.
don't come to your house and take pictures.
This is not your house, is it? Do you live here?
I'm just asking.
Do you live here?
I work here every day.
Okay. Well, you come by my job anytime you like. Stand on a public sidewalk and take all the pictures you like.
Job, so I know where to go, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you get me? I mean, do you need my name and all that stuff, or what is?
Where is it? Where do you work? What's your name? I need your ID. I gotta have my ID fixed. Give me some kind of information. Now, officers Curtis and Leo approach as they activate their body cameras.
The reason you're leaning on my truck? Sorry. What's going on? Hi. Hi. What's going on?
You tell me what's going on.
Well, no, there's somebody called
over here. I mean, this guy's confronted.
Now we've got 4 armed thugs approaching one man who is in the process of walking in his constitutionally protected right to freedom of press. You got this female cop right here. You've got Officer Leo, Officer Curtis, and Officer Youngblood.
That's me?
Okay.
Accosted, sir.
Confronted. Confronted.
You're taking pictures of vehicles that are unmarked police vehicles. Right. All I ask you is, why are you taking pictures? You're getting license plates, all that stuff.
And you've been asking, rather than just tell me what the pictures are for.
Is it okay?
Well, no, because they're unmarked police vehicles. That's why you're back here and it's suspicious. We've had a couple cars stolen from this real out. We've had cars broken into. We got a lot of equipment.
We're here to harass you because of reasons. We've had cars broken into. We've had people, walking around. We've had weird things happen. And because all these things have happened, we're going to use that as a pile of excuses to exercise what we perceive as our right to trample your constitutionally protected rights.
Your suspicions.
An explanation of what you're taking pictures for and why.
I'm taking pictures because it's perfectly legal for me to do so.
See, that's just because it's illegal. Just because
it's not only legal, guys. We got to get away from some of this terminology. You're not doing it because it's legal. You're doing it because it's an inalienable right, a right that nobody gave to you and nobody can take away from you and nobody can harass away from you.
It's legal doesn't mean it's not suspicious.
Okay, so it's suspicious. But what will it take for you to...
So just so you understand, your responses are what make me even more suspicious because you're immediately difficult.
And it's not... And okay, now Leo, Officer Leo right here, or is this Officer Curtis?
You get immediately difficult.
Yeah, Officer Leo right here is now going to conduct a Terry frisk, but he goes beyond the Terry frisk and starts reaching his hands into this man's pocket. This is a perfect, clear-cut case of a violation of the Fourth Amendment right to be secure in your person. How is what Officer Leo is doing here, almost $100,000 a year, $100,000 a year for Officer Leo, how is what he's doing consistent with protecting Mr. Robbins' right to be secure in his person? It's not. So when we talk about legality and illegality, we need to be really, really careful because what we're talking about is a bunch of badged thugs thinking that they have the right to take away somebody else's unalienable right.
Consent to any
Put your hands up there. You don't need to consent to
suspicious activity.
That's not against the law.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Okay.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Sergeant Curtis.
Okay, Sergeant.
4802.
What's illegal about it?
Here's my badge number.
What's illegal about it?
What is
27 years of service for Curtis and 24 years of service for Leo, and they haven't learned a thing. If Leo's been in for 24 years and Curtis has been in for 27 years, how many rights do you think during those, 27, 24 years do you think that they violated? How many people have they made insecure in their person's houses, papers, and effects? How many people who are exercising their rights in the span of 27 and 24 years do you think they didn't care about to the point where they're going to do this right here? We just happen to have a snapshot of one of the days on duty. One of 27 years, one day of 24 years. We're talking about just a snapshot of not just a day, but about 15 or 20 minutes. If they can do this on camera in 15 or 20 minutes, what have they been doing the entire time they've been on the force?
What's illegal about it?
Here's my badge number.
What's illegal about it?
What is illegal about is nothing.
Okay.
But you're acting suspicious.
Okay.
And then when he asks you if you've got any ID on you, and then you start telling. And you're acting suspicious, and you're filming cars.
Angie is who flagged me down.
In cars.
I didn't.
Okay. Let's be clear about in cars.
Michelle Strower is making $78,000 a year for 20 years of service. How many people has she violated in 2 decades?
Or not.
Okay, I'm talking right now, please. You want to talk to her?
Welcome.
Yeah, see if you can get a hold of her. How come you don't have any ID on you?
We're filming the building. Why do I need ID to be a pedestrian?
What's your name?
What's your name?
Lieutenant Leo.
Okay, Lieutenant Leo.
What's your name?
I don't have to give my name.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Actually, he does have to.
What's your name?
Actually do.
What's the crime?
Suspicious. You're back here taking
That's a
pictures.
crime?
As I tried
is
to
that
explain
a
to you.
felony or a misdemeanor, sir? Where in the code is suspicion a crime?
Who crossed you that you have to act like this when all we're doing is asking simple questions because you're taking pictures of unmarked police vehicles?
Who crossed you that you have to act like this? What is Daniel Robbins doing? What is he acting like? Oh, he's acting like a guy who's walking around in the land of the free, home of the brave. He's acting like he has unalienable rights. He's actually acting like he actually has freedom of the press. How dare him? And yet these guys who are acting like tyrants and thugs and misfits who are out here harassing a guy who's exercising his rights, they're the ones who have a problem. And yet the ones who have a problem are saying the guy who's exercising his unalienable rights is the one who has a problem. This is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Undercover police vehicles, squad cars,
so you're not
area back here.
What? Cite me a code.
So what organization do you belong to that's making you be difficult? What is it?
Well, we know what organization you belong to, officer. You belong to the Thin Blue Line gang, who loves to take advantage of people and take their rights down and flush them down the toilet.
What is the issue with you?
As far as I know,
what is the issue?
Organization.
I don't know. I don't know if it's one of those.
Guy. Just go away. Just go away. You're done.
Me?
Yeah, go away. You're done.
No, sir.
Well, you're not allowed out in front of this building. How's that?
I'm out in front of this building.
That's right.
This is a public sidewalk.
Then move on down the sidewalk.
It's a public sidewalk, sir. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go?
Yep.
Okay, then. I'm free to stay as well.
And so are we.
Okay.
Actually, you're not
so
free
let's
to stay. That's loitering.
Why is it?
Actually, you're not free to stay. That's loitering. You thought you were on the land of the free, home of the brave. You thought you were on a public sidewalk. You thought you were free to do whatever you're doing right there with the camera under freedom of the press. But now you're loitering.
No, it's not, sir.
Yes, it is.
Because I am not doing anything wrong. Loitering requires what? What's your name?
I'm a lieutenant. What's
Lieutenant.
Now we got Lieutenant Josh Rami. 16 years of service. How many people has he violated in 16 years? And he's getting paid almost $100,000 a year.
What's your name?
I got the body camera going.
What's your name?
What police academy did you go to?
You're loitering. You're required to give me your information. What is your
loitering?
name?
It
Otherwise,
requires
I'm going
what
to
else?
arrest you.
Leave a comment in the comment section under this video. We're going to keep going with this, but leave a comment in the comment section and let me know and let the world know and let the people of Des Moines know if you think every single one of these cops deserve to at the very least be fired. And what do you think would actually happen to all these cops if they were just regular civilians like us and they were messing with a guy without qualified immunity? What do you think would happen to them? What would happen to you if you started interfering with and harassing a guy on a public sidewalk like this? You know what would happen.
Otherwise, I'm going to arrest you.
Josh, if you want, I can just make a suspicious activity case. We can confiscate the camera until we have a reason for what we're doing. Just
get his information.
We're going to confiscate the camera until we find out what our reason was for confiscating the camera. It's like, officer, why'd you pull me over? Well, I pulled you over to take some time and try to figure out why I pulled you over. Guess what, guys? That's not how it's supposed to work.
We'll get your information. I'll confiscate the camera until we know you have a legitimate purpose. What's that?
Yes.
Yes, I'm about suspicious activity.
You're suspicious and you're loitering. We've had cars stolen out of this lot.
It's like a bunch of little 2-year-olds. Well, you're suspicious and you're loitering, and we got to take your camera because we got to take some time to figure out why exactly we took your camera. And by the way, did we tell you you're suspicious?
Okay.
It's suspicious. So I have no problem.
Am I detained at this point?
Yes, you are now at this point.
Do you have your ID?
I don't, sir.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Investigating suspicious activity.
This is totally retaliatory. Cops, people who are power trippers, people who love that power, they love to have control over other people. They don't like to be questioned. And when you question them, well, now the retaliation starts.
Okay.
You can also do that.
What's your last name, sir?
You can have a consensual conversation.
It was a consensual conversation, but rather than just talk to me, you talk to me with an attitude.
Except the way you confronted me.
You talk to me with an attitude, and you hurt my feelings, and my ego is so bruised and so damaged. I'm now in a tyrannical vortex, and I can't get myself out, even if I tried.
Okay. Well, it's all recorded, so we got that going for us. So it really wasn't any issue. What's your last name, sir?
And if you don't give it to us, you're
John Doe?
Do you understand interference with official acts?
I do. I absolutely do. But you don't have that.
This is the last chance you have to give us your information.
Last chance.
Okay.
Last chance.
And this is because of threat of arrest.
Is it? Absolutely.
Yeah. You have to give it.
Now another badge tyrant on the scene.
What's your date of birth?
Date of birth is 19. See, that wasn't that hard. Yeah, that's really easy.
See, that wasn't that hard.
Of course it is, but I don't have to if I'm not under arrest.
It's like, you're missing the point, officers. It's not that it was hard. It's not that it was easy. The point is, I've got rights and you've got rights. And here's the irony. We constantly talk about the irony of this whole situation. Mr. Robbins is standing there on the public sidewalk, exercising his rights, standing against tyranny, which equals standing for the tyrant's rights. The irony is that these guys are taking away the very rights that they're supposed to have. Robbins is standing for the rights of the tyrants and for the tyrants' children and grandchildren.
You listen and you talk. I don't need to listen.
Perfect.
I have
you want to call
freedom of speech.
or somebody with a camera so we can take a picture of this little guy?
I understand my rights. You all don't. Hey, because every single...
And I want to freeze frame this right here. Not one cop on the scene. There's not one good cop there. There's not one good cop going, okay, wait, why are we talking to this guy? Oh, he had a camera. He was taking pictures. What's the big deal with that? He's got a free press right to do that. Not one cop is going to stand up to these other cops. Now they're all in this lemming mentality. Now they're cemented in cognitive dissonance. Now they're going along to get along, and they're not going to buck the system. They don't want to be that good guy that stands up to the thin blue line gang. Not one good cop on the scene. Take note of that.
One of you. This is a guy who's come down here for this exact purpose.
No, it's not.
Angry at the
what
world.
action can I take that will cause you all to misbehave? You.
We're all
If you're part of this detention, then you're misbehaving.
harm you, Mr. Robbins? How have we harmed you?
They're literally clueless. Who's misbehaved? Who's trampling rights? Who's trying to take away your freedoms? Who's confiscating your private property? Who's making you insecure in your person's houses, papers, and effects? Nobody over here is doing that.
You came down here looking for
Against my will. You're holding me against my will.
Yes or no? Did you?
I don't want to be held against my will.
Then why are you down here taking
At
pictures?
no point did I want to be
Why
held
are you
against
down
my
here
will,
taking
sir.
pictures? Can't answer that, can you?
You got his name and all that?
Yeah, I'm going to make a suspicious activity case. Put the camera on property until he can give me a logical reason as to
And I
why
got
he's
somebody coming
reporting
down
it.
with a camera to take a picture of him too.
Oh, I've got all that. I'll do the case and take pictures.
Oh, okay, perfect. So we don't need. I didn't.
No.
Hey, Mr. Robbins.
You practice law enforcement.
That's practicing the law.
It's not practicing the law.
So next time before you come down here, I suggest you read the code on trespass, loitering, both of those. Come down here next time.
Tell you what, next time I come down here, Mr. Robbins should say, you should look up what the First Amendment says. By the way, what does the First Amendment say, guys? I wonder if he gave a test to all these cops out here. What are the 5 main elements of the First Amendment? Just give me 3 of the 5 and I'll be satisfied. They couldn't do it. They wouldn't be able to do it. And if they said freedom of the press, well, you got to know that you're violating the freedom of the press right now. So you know it. You know the good you ought to do, but you don't do it? Says everything I need to know about you, Ossifer.
So get yourself up to speed on those because you're going to talk yourself right into jail next time. You understand?
You're going to talk yourself right into jail if we catch you out here exercising your constitutionally protected rights that we swore to protect, defend, and uphold. You're going to talk yourself into jail.
724.
We're going to check you for warrants and then you can ease on down the road.
Well, here, are we confiscating this until we know what reason he's down here in the suspicious activity?
We have every
You
reason
have a
to.
warrant.
No, I'm going to confiscate it for suspicious activity until you can...
Because you think it was involved in a
724.
crime.
Can you show me out at 25 East First? And I'll get a case number for
But was
suspicious
it involved in
activity.
a crime? That's what I want
I don't know
to
yet. I got to investigate it.
Okay, you don't know if there's been a crime or not.
Nope, we're going to investigate though. I'll give
Okay.
you my card so you know. Once
right.
I confirm whether or not a crime occurred.
Okay.
Look at all these cops. 1. Where are we at? 1 over here. 2, 3. They're off screen. See if I can get this fixed a little bit. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got at least 2 lieutenants and 1 sergeant on the scene right now. Nobody cares about the Constitution. You would think none of them swore to uphold the Constitution.
It's 243, one of you guys?
Yeah, he's Michelle.
Are you Michelle? Are
Yeah.
you 243?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we already draw a case or? Sandy, what's your address?
13,959.39.
Listen to what this guy says.
Well, you actually did exactly what you accomplished. You came down here, you made a scene.
You did exactly what you accomplished. You came down here and you, cameraman, you exerciser of your First Amendment rights, you made a scene. Not us. Not us, who all the cops who came out of the woodwork to violate your rights. We're not the ones who made a scene. You're the one who made the scene. It's psychopathy.
You know, there might be pictures of the federal building on there too.
Yeah.
If he's down here doing it here, he's probably doing it at other government-owned facilities.
If he's doing what here? If he's exercising his constitutionally protected right to take pictures, to take video, to do whatever he wants to, as long as he's not harming, threatening to harm, or stealing other people's stuff. Yeah, he might be doing that at federal buildings. Why? Because he's got an unalienable right too.
For the next car to be stolen, who knows? Well, or the next bag.
Mr. Robbins, I'm Detective Youngblood.
Okay.
Simply was asking you your suspicious nature. You're taking photographs down here. I'm going to confiscate your camera at this point in time. I don't know your reasoning. You've yet to give me any logical reasoning other than you'd like to challenge authority today. Other than that, I don't know what your reasoning or logic is. I hope it is not for nefarious deeds.
Do you realize, Youngblood, that this country was founded on people who questioned and challenged authority?
For that purpose, I'm going to confiscate the camera at this point under a suspicious activity situation. I don't know what else is on your camera. What I may do is when I'm not actively working the homicide that occurred 2 weeks ago, I'll write a search warrant in regards to your camera. I'll then download everything that's on your camera because I don't know what else you've taken pictures of. Given the fact that our police station has been bombed before, we've had 2 cars stolen from this rear lot in recent days. You're down here among several undercover cars that are our safety if people were to know who they are. I don't know what you're recording, but for those purposes, I'll probably download that off of there with a search warrant due to this suspicious activity. Once all that is completed and I have all that information, I'll probably at that point be able to return your camera to you at that point in time, but not until then. Given the circumstances, I'm going to advise you of trespass for down here, 25 East 1st Street. If you have reason to come to the police station, please make arrangements. To file a complaint, you'll need to make arrangements first so that we know you're coming, because I don't know yet whether you're down here just to challenge authority or if you actively have some reason that you're back here recording personal vehicles of police officers, squad cars, our actions, our movements. Given all these details, do you understand why you were detained? Do you understand why I'm taking your camera at this point in time and what will be coming in the future?
I am under no obligation to respond to that.
Have a nice day. I'll give you got my business card, and if you'd like.
You might have something on his phone too.
Yeah, we should probably take that too. Just I don't know if you took any photos of that. It's a Samsung. We could get.
So they're going to take his phone and his camera for no reason. This is called theft.
That search warrant
We
as
have
well.
probable cause for a warrant for the camera, and we have probable
So
cause for
there will be, under that case number, there will be a property sheet filed in regards to your camera and your phone. I would suggest if you do want to file a complaint in regards to that before this trespass is in effect, you might want to just walk up there now and you can go file it. I know the Office of Professional Standards is on the 2nd floor. You can call 4816 from the lobby desk. And
the Office of Professional Tyranny and Oppression.
They can come down and meet you, or you can go up to their office and you can make a formal complaint. I know you were recording me as we spoke in regards to this. Again, I just was curious what you're down here for. It's a beautiful old building. People take pictures in front of it all the time, but a lot of people don't take pictures of our vehicles and things like that. Thus the reason for the suspicious nature of what you were doing. I know you're under no obligation to ever respond to me because you wish to challenge authority today and be a problem. That's my assumption. Since you've given me no other reason to really suspect anything different, I'm going to assume that's what you're here for. It was just to create this drama. So I'll put all that in the report. At some point I'll be done with your phone and camera and we'll make arrangements to get that back to you. I hope there's nothing else illegal on it or anything suspicious.
Have you completed your stop?
Yes, you're free to go, sir.
And you're now trespassed, so you're going to have to leave.
Your keys.
Go inside.
Your keys. Is your vehicle parked down here someplace?
Did you drive here? How did you do that without
Did
a
we
driver's
run?
license?
You don't have, oh, sir, you might want your readers. You don't have a driver's license? Someone ran them?
Thank you. I hope your driver is somewhere nearby waiting for you. Have a nice day, sir.
Can you imagine Youngblood going home tonight? Daddy, what did you do today? Well, I'm glad you asked, Susie. What me and my buddies did is we surrounded an innocent person who was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, and we stole his phone and his camera. Daddy, why did you do that? So here's the takeaway from this video right here. Before I mention what ended up happening, number one, not one good cop out there. Nobody stepped up and said, I'm not participating. Not only am I not participating in violating this guy's rights, I am going to stand in the way so that you don't violate this guy's rights. So not one cop. Number two, if these cops who've been on the force, that one guy, 27 years, 24 years, 20 years, if they've been on the force that long, you can bet if they violated this guy's rights, they violated many, many other people's rights in almost 3 decades cumulative of service. And that should concern you because they're out there ready to violate your rights, people of Des Moines. Now, what a lot of people probably already know is that this ended in a settlement, and this settlement was quite hefty. So for that detention, for that 30-minute or so detention, Mr. Robbins was able to pocket $125,000. Des Moines settled police cell phone seizure and camera seizure for $125,000. Des Moines agreed last week to pay $125,000 to settle a lawsuit alleging police illegally seized the cell phone and camera of a man who recorded officers parking illegally. The agreement was obtained Thursday. This is back in 2019. The incident happened in May 2018. Daniel Robbins was briefly detained, and his phone and camera, I don't know why they're leaving the camera out, was confiscated by DSM police for 12 days in 2018 after he was seen documenting officers who he believed were illegally parking in front of the station. Maybe this is why they wanted to give this guy such a hard time, because they don't want their deeds that they would give other people tickets for to be known to the public. He sued, alleging they truly did violate his First and Fourth Amendment rights. A federal judge dismissed the case in 2019, saying Robbins had given reasonable suspicion of being engaged in a crime. Bad judge. But an appellate court in August concluded officers did not have sufficient reason to seize the phone and camera and partially reversed that decision. Robbins offered to settle, check this out, he offered to settle the case on multiple occasions for as little as $25,000 if DSM implemented officer training and adopted a policy about recording police that is recommended by the International Association of Police Chiefs. And this guy, Gary Dickey, is the same guy who's yesterday represented Flex Your Freedoms. So Robbins collects $125,000 for his troubles. But, this should never have happened. This should never have happened. You never should have a situation where cops come up to you and violate your rights, especially when you're in the middle of exercising your rights. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Grab a hard-hitting conversation-starting shirt from the store. You can put the design in a shirt, hoodie, mug, baseball cap, cell phone case that you're going to use to record the police, whatever you want. Guys, thanks for your support. All the other support links are in the description and the pinned comment. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. Subscribe for more tyranny-busting content.